Day 20 of doing it scared. 20 days in. It's amazing when you fully commit to something, and though this might seem simple to many, when you fully commit to something and you show up daily, you start to feel a little bit better about yourself. You start to feel a little bit better about the thing you're doing. You start to feel a little bit more in alignment with you, with who you are. And I think that we wait for so long to do something. We wait for so long to do something. And with that leads us down a path of usually regret, or usually doing a bunch of stuff that we don't want to do, that we don't find fulfilling, that we don't find brings us joy or hope, or that we don't think could work. That we don't, I don't know, I just said the last line I just said, but the point is that you have to start showing up for yourself. There is something, I know that there is something inside of you. There is something that you want to do. There is something that you have just a little bit of curiosity about. And I want to say, if you have a little bit of curiosity about, go do it. Don't do it for expecting the reasons of, I'm going to get something really big out of this. I'm going to monetize this thing and it's going to be the biggest thing in the world, blah, 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 which is fine. It's great to have those dreams and it's great to have those visions. But a lot of times when we start out, we need to just start out with something really small, because putting this big vision in place over something that we are just curious about, that we're like, hey, I might like that. Putting something really big over it is a great way to get us to not do the thing, because then that's the making the mountain out of a molehill right away. So I think it's important to start small with something that you're kind of interested in. With this, for example, with posting videos, I wanted to get over the fear of posting. I do have kind of like a big ideas in my head for what I want this to look like one day, maybe, if I enjoy this after the 100 days. But I'm not putting that weight onto it. I'm just saying, okay, I'm a little bit curious about creating videos online. So I'm going to start with something really simple. I'm going to hit record on my webcam and I'm going to talk. And I'm going to see if that's even something I can do. I'm going to see if that's even something I can like. And when I first thought about that, it was super, like, it was super heavy and scary. I mean, I held on to that. I've held on to this process for years, for way too long. And I think it's okay though, because everything in perfect timing. Because in reality, like, if I tried to do this last year, I may have not followed through on the commitment. If I tried to do this even like 6 or 7 months ago, I may have been like, no, it's too much. I don't have anything to say. Who am I? All those things, all those thoughts would have overwhelmed me and not allowed me to do it. And in reality, because of those thoughts, it didn't allow me to do that. If you're going through life right now and you think there's more, I really think that whole thing of more, we say that, oh, I just think there's more for me. I think there's more for me, but we never really define what that more is. And I had this realization yesterday, and I think I've known this for a while, but it just kind of hit me in a different way yesterday, which was, we're always asking for more, but we don't know what that means. We don't take the time to sit back and define what more is. So I want to challenge you today to just to sit back and ask yourself what more is. I've been doing that for myself lately. I'm like, what is more? I want more. I want more. And what's funny is, it's usually some kind of feeling that we're chasing, right? It's some kind of feeling that we're chasing. So, you want to feel fulfilled. Well, what is that? What does that look like? Because I've seen people in very like traditionally fulfilling jobs not be happy and not feel fulfilled. And I have to ask you, do you know what feeling fulfilled looks like? Do you know what that means? Do you know what that feels like? Have you felt that before? I asked myself that question, and what's funny is, it goes back to a lot of times, and it goes back to a memory of childhood. It goes back to a memory of a time a time when I was. But I don't even know if I was aware at the time of how I was feeling. But there's been small little times in my life where I felt that feeling of fulfilled, right? I felt like I was enough. And you have to, like, this is the work. You have to explore and understand yourself. And I think all of us, I know all of us have something that we've wanted to try, have something that we want to do. We don't know what it will look like. We're scared of what it could look like. But I want to challenge you to do that thing, to do the thing that you're scared to do. And then get really clear when you're talking about more, don't just say more, because more is different for everyone. More is different for everyone. It's not the same. More for me isn't the same as more for you. And like I said, a lot of times it's chasing a specific type of feeling that we want to feel, whether that's peace or joy or happiness. Sometimes that's the thing. I think a lot of people get trapped in chasing money and chasing fame and chasing all these things because they're like, I just need more. I just need more and more. What do I need more of? I need more money. I need more people to like me. I need more fame. I need more food. I need more whatever. More. And we never sit and define it. So the video today is just a simple challenge of find out what that more means to you. Because I know people that are very, personally know people that are very fulfilled sitting on a farm with their horses. And that's their peak joy experience. That's not me. Don't get me wrong. Horses are great. Farms are awesome. I think about homesteading a lot. Like one day that might be a thing that I do. But their more, they got clear on what their more was, what they actually enjoy, what they actually like. And then they let go of everyone else's thoughts and everyone else's feelings and everyone else's everything else. And it's just the thoughts that we have about those things anyway. I love that saying. It's like it's not what I think. It's what I think you. It's not what you think about me. It's what I think you think about me. And it's so true because oftentimes like we don't do things because we think somebody's going to think a certain thing about us, and really in some way it's just us thinking the thing about ourselves on some level. So we have to address that. It's like, well, why do we think that? Why do we think if we're going to do this thing that people aren't going to love us? Are we going to love ourselves? Are you going to be there for yourself in it? It's worth exploring. So when you come up to this question of what do I want to do with my life, and you have the realization that you want more, okay, let's define what more is. The same more, and I don't think it's more money. I don't think it's more, I mean, more money's great. Money's not, I don't want to say money's great. It helps life be a little bit easier. So it's not a bad thing to have the money thing and the thing that fulfills you. If you can't coincide those, like you can do both. You can still have the fulfilling thing and have the money thing. Like we are living in such an incredible time in human history that you can monetize almost anything. Literally. It's kind of gross, or not gross, but it's, like there's this dude on Instagram that's selling a course. He has genital herpes, right? And it's pretty common. People have it, no judgment. Like people have genital herpes, right? And there's this dude selling a course on how to cope with having genital herpes. And that's great because there's plenty of people that have it and they don't know how to cope with it. So it's awesome. But my thing is like he's literally monetizing. He's monetizing an STD, STI, whatever it's called. Like he's monetizing that. And that's pretty cool. So in other words, like you can literally, if that guy can make some money doing that, I don't know how much he's making, but making some money doing that, like you can make money doing anything. We put so much limits on ourselves because of things that we grew up with, beliefs that we put on ourselves, beliefs that others put on us, and then we just took them as our own. How much would you like being alive if you could wake up excited for whatever it was you were about to experience, like a child? I think about my 3 kids often, and they're like, they love life. They get up and they're excited. They're excited to see the most mundane things. And I've talked about that before. I'll probably continue to talk about it because it's incredible the things that we have around us that we call mundane, that aren't mundane, that are miracles happening in front of our eyes. And we're saying, yeah, we're used to it. The point is, though, that you need to define what more is. You need to ask yourself what a fulfilling life could look like. And maybe not fulfilling. I don't know if you want a fulfilling life, but a life that you enjoy, whatever that is. You can ask what it looks like and then start to do things, follow your curiosity, follow your heart, start to do things that you think, oh, this could be it. This could be the thing. And guess what? If you're a month in, if you're 2 months in and you realize this isn't the thing, that's okay. Just move on. Just move on from it. You just need to shorten the time between A and B, right? To thinking about the thing that you think you might want to do, to doing it. And realize you don't have to show up perfectly to do it. That is the point of this whole thing that I'm doing. I'm not doing it perfectly. And that's okay. Because trying to do it perfectly, that was a heavy weight for me. There's a lot of things that I understand about filming. I've been in this kind of industry for a while. Like, I understand lighting, I understand the hooks, I understand all this stuff, all the tricks and tips and everything. But all that was getting in the way of me doing the thing, because it was like, oh, it needs to be perfect. If it's not perfect right off the bat, then I'm not going to do it. And this is me getting over that fear. And I just know that there's something out there that you want to do. I just know that there's something out there that you want to do, and I just want to say, do it. Just do it. Just do it. You are here for this short time as this person, whoever you are watching this, you are here for this short time. It's short. It is short. You're here for this short time. And I want to encourage you to do the thing. Do whatever it is. That dream that you had when you were a child. I don't care if it's singing on stage. I don't care. There are so many people. I have a friend that literally works at Trader Joe's, and they went to college. They did the whole thing. They went to college and they got a job, and they're like, holy smokes. After they got the job, they're like, I don't like this at all. And there was this turmoil inside of them. They just spent 4 years and a bunch of money on college. And while they were in college, they were working at Trader Joe's. And then they realized, oh, wow, I actually love this Trader Joe's job. This is actually a lot of fun. I love the people I work with. I love the people I see. I love doing this. And then they have fun on weekends. They're in plays. And like, they're local plays, but they're awesome. And it's like they're just living their life the way they want to live. And we could look at that and be like, well, why aren't you making more money? Why aren't you working harder? Why aren't you doing this? Why aren't you doing that? Why aren't you blah, 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 all this stuff. Could easily go down a rabbit hole of thinking, oh, they should be doing this. There's no should. Should does no good. I always say that. I say it to my kids all the time. Should does no good. The point is that you can live a life, an abundant life, that you actually wake up and you're like, I don't dread this. I don't hate this. Because so many of us are in this position in life that we're waking up and we're dreading what we're about to do. We're dreading it. And though there's times that we go through that we have to do what we have to do. And I get that. I'm not discrediting that. I understand. There's been times in my life I've had to get up and you have to do the hard thing. You have to do the hard job. You're going to have those days. You're going to have those weeks. You're going to have those months and maybe years. But the point is that I do believe that you can actually have something that you enjoy. And I believe that because I've seen too many people do that. And anybody that tells me that, oh, you can't actually wake up and be fulfilled and have fun, and it's all hard and it's all struggle and it's all this and it's all that, trust me, I know, I have those thoughts in my head. I don't believe it anymore. I do not believe it. I refuse to believe it. I know that there's going to be hard days. I know that there's going to be hard things. I know that all this stuff, right? There's things that feel hard, the things that we label as hard. And it's like, are they really hard anyway, or is it just a label that we're putting on them? Because a lot of times, the things that we are saying are hard are just labels that we're putting on ourselves. I think about the Navy SEALs when I think about that, because they have their training program. Many people have heard this. I don't know how accurate it is, but it's like, you think you've given it your all, and you've only gone 60%. You have 40% more to give. So, in other words, though our mind is telling us this is the hardest thing I've ever done in my life, however many push-ups or run-in or whatever it is, your body still can go. Your body can still go for quite some time. So is it really that hard, or is it the label that you're putting on it, making it harder than it actually is? We are the only ones standing in the way of us doing the thing, doing the dream. And yes, I know, you have your parents, you have your friends, you have all these people telling you that you can't do it either. Or you think that, oh, if I pursue this thing, they're going to think I'm a weirdo. They're not going to like me. All the stuff, I get it, all the thoughts, trust me. I'm there too. I just said genital herpes in my video, and I never thought I'd be saying those words in a video, but I couldn't help but bring it up. And frankly, like, there's so many people in my life that I know would probably very much, if they watch this, if they happen upon this video at some point, they're going to be like cringing, like, dude, what are you talking about, man? What do you want a video talking about? It's insane. But it's like, I can't let what they think get in the way. And that's me just thinking about what they think. I don't know what they really think. And frankly, even if I think that, they think that, or they really think that, they're thinking that because they think of somebody else, or they're thinking of themselves. They're thinking of themselves. They're thinking about what everyone else is thinking of them. So in some messed up world, they're just thinking, their thoughts about me are just them thinking about others' thoughts of them, and what reflection of this is my blood, or this is my family, or this is my friend. Oh, what are they going to think of me if I have that guy as a friend, or whatever. But it's like, that's how insane it is. It's insane to not do the thing you want, because it's just thoughts on thoughts on thoughts on thoughts on thoughts on somebody else's thoughts, on someone else that decided that something back there was, oh, this is the rule. I don't like this. I don't like cheese. And then hundreds of years pass, and everyone's scared of cheese because one person said, I don't like cheese. And they had 12 kids, and they said, don't eat cheese. Cheese is bad. And those 12 kids, I'm just like making up a story here. Those 12 kids went out in the world, and they had their friends, and they like, oh no, don't eat cheese. It's bad. Cheese is bad. It's so bad. And it just becomes a story, right? And then there's people that eat cheese, and they're judging the people that eat cheese because somebody somewhere said the cheese is bad. That's how we live our lives. That's how we live our lives. We wake up and live our lives that way. And it's no more. Don't do it anymore. Don't do it anymore. I'm talking to myself as much as I'm talking to you. Don't do it anymore. Because all that's going to get you is you're going to be on your deathbed, whatever age, or you're going to be hit by a car, or something's going to happen. And all of a sudden you're going to have this momentary moment. You're going to have this moment, this small moment where you wake up and you're like, I lived to what everyone else told me to do, and now I've got nothing. I just wasted my 60 years, my 80 years, my 30 years, my whatever. I just wasted it. Doing what everyone else told me to do. What everyone else told me was the priority. What everyone else told me they believed. And frankly, nobody knows. And your experience is your experience. I have a lot of mixed emotions about my truth and your truth and this, that, and the other thing, but I'm going to take a sip of coffee. I've got a full cup of coffee here and I can't let it go to waste, and it's starting to get cold because I've been on here for 18 minutes. Holy smokes. I'm going to intermittently take more sips of this because it's really good. Shout out Specialty Coffee Wholesale. Special Coffee. It's a anaerobic processed coffee, which is good, and I'm blanking on where it's from, but it's delicious. Anyway, back to my rant. You can spend your whole life doing what you think everyone else wants you to do. You can do it. You spend your whole life doing that. You're going to be unhappy. You're going to be miserable. And the point is that it's just their own insecurities and their own beliefs that they're putting onto you. They don't know. They don't know. They think they know. They're trying to convince themselves that they know. So if they can convince themselves that they know, and now I'm speaking directly towards religion, but it's like religion, but everywhere, right? Because what a lot of people do is they're trying to convince themselves of a truth, just like I'm kind of trying to do right now, right? And then they're like, okay, if I can convince myself of this truth, great. Now I have to convince others of this truth. And if more people believe the same truth that I believe, oh, well then it's got to be true, right? This person agrees, that person agrees, that person that doesn't agree, they're an idiot. They don't know what they're talking about. And like that's how we work. And there is something to your experience. You know, I was thinking my wife is pregnant. You know, we're getting into the third trimester. I say we. She's getting into the third trimester. I like to think I'm part of this journey, but I understand. I don't know if that affected my camera. My computer just like shut off. But anyway, we're into this journey through. She has 3 months left, and I'm thinking about the baby, right? You know how when you're a child, your experience, like 10 minutes is a lifetime. When you were playing at the park and as you were a kid, and your mom or dad were like, hey, 10 more minutes. 10 more minutes, man. You had all the time in the world to create your own world of imagination, to go down the slide, to run, to play cops and robbers, whatever it was. Like, you just had all the time in the world. And it's funny, as you get older, that perception of time, it starts to change. Your perception of time really starts to change as you get older. And I know that it's like just speeds up. It feels like it speeds up. It's like a year feels like a month almost. When I was a child, a month was like, oh man, it's so long. It's so long until my next birthday. We've all experienced that. And it's like, I wonder, as a baby, you're growing, the baby growing in this life in the stomach. We don't remember that experience. I don't know if we can possibly do it. I don't know if we have anything formed in the brain to give us the ability to remember that experience. But I was thinking, like, how crazy is it that this is the world it knows for 9 months, right? The stomach. For 9 months, it's growing, and it knows this world in the stomach. And it doesn't know anything else outside of that world. It doesn't know anything else. That baby, that fetus, that thing doesn't know anything else outside of the world in the stomach. And it's really fascinating because I don't know how long it feels like they're in there. Maybe they feel like they're in there for like our equivalent to 20 years. Maybe if we could go back and remember that time, we'd be like, yeah, we didn't have any real perception of time, so it just felt like never ending. I'm floating around in this darkness with flickers of light now and then. Like, so what is the truth that they know? What is the truth of that experience? A lot of us, we grow up, we forget that. But it's like, what is the truth of that experience? It's all they know. All they know is being in the stomach. That's all they know. And then one day, all of a sudden, the body does its thing, and they're just coming into this world. And all of a sudden, it's like, whoa, it's overwhelming. It's like, holy smokes. Now I'm in this world of, I don't know what any of this is. That's why it's so important to have, that's why family's so important, because you need somebody to say, hey, yeah, we haven't figured it all out. We don't know all the answers, but here's what we figured out so far, and this seems to be pretty accurate and true. This is green. That's red. These are colors. This is what we call this. And then we just give them language to articulate their experience, right? But it's not like they don't come out ready and knowing everything, the truth, like that in that sense, and they don't come out, but they do come out whole and complete and perfect. Why was I going on that rant? The point is that, oh yeah, my truth, your truth. We sit here and we think that somebody else's experience should trump our own. I was taught to not trust my experience. 100%, not trust it. Don't trust it. It's bad. It's evil. It's bad. Don't trust it. Your experience is bad. Your experience is not what is true. And if you think about that, if you really think about that, really think about your experience not being true, like, that's insane. Because what you're doing is you're invalidating me as a human and saying that, no, you're getting it wrong. It's like telling somebody, I feel sad. No, you don't feel sad. You don't feel sad. You're happy. You're happy. Who are you to tell me I'm happy? I know how to interpret everything that's going on in my body. We let other people determine our futures, determine our fate. And it's literally based off of their own experience. So why would you sit here and continue down a path of doing what they want you to do when it's based on their experience? It's based on their own fears. It's based on their own thoughts about the other people's thoughts and their grandpappy's thoughts and their dad's thoughts and their mom's thoughts. It's based on all these thoughts that are just floating around in space that they're picking up and believing and then saying, you need to believe it too. That way I can feel okay. Well, I'm here to tell you something. You are okay, and you're okay exactly as you are. You are okay exactly as you are. You are loved and you are enough. And let me tell you something. When you realize that you are loved and you are enough and that you matter more than anything else in the universe, you start to act as if you matter more than anything else in the universe. You start to show up for yourself in such a big way that others cannot help but be impacted. Their lives cannot help but be changed drastically because you are living in your experience, in your truth, in the truth of your experience, and you're living it in such a big way that those people cannot help, the people around you cannot help but to live in their expression, in their truth as well. So by you living in your truth, by you realizing that you matter more than anything else in the entire universe, everyone else around you starts to matter too. We have it backwards. We think, oh, if you're being selfish and going to the gym, then you're selfish and that's not okay. It's like, no, you go to the gym so you can show others that your body matters. We lead by example. Things are caught, not taught. I love that saying. So it's so important that you show up for yourself. It isn't selfish. It's the right thing to do because if you do that, others will see it and others will want it too. Period. So I'm begging you to get up and do the thing that you want to do. We need you to do the thing that you want to do. We need it. We need it. We need it. We need it. We need you to do whatever it is that you think that you're curious about, that you think you might want to do. We need you to do it. We need you to do it. Please, please do it for the sake of all humanity. For the sake of yourself. Do it. You are okay. It's going to be okay. We've got you. And if you have people making fun of you, if you have people saying, oh, that person's weird, I don't care. I want to embrace your weird. I want to say yes. I'll be here. I'll encourage you. I'll tell you to keep chasing after it. If it makes you feel the way you want to feel, then do it. I can already hear all of the voices that I've been programmed with, which is, oh well, what about the person that's going to hurt that person, or what if they want to murder, and what if they want to do all of these bad things, right? It's not what it's about. And people sit here and people will tell me like, oh yeah, but I grew up, the heart of man is desperately wicked. Who can know it? Everything that you want is wicked, 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 wicked. I'm sorry. No. Everything I want is not wicked. Everything you want is not wicked. And I guarantee you that the people that do what they want from a young age, and I'm not talking about slapping somebody because you're mad at them. I'm not talking about that, do what you want. Yes, we have emotions that we have to learn to regulate. We have to learn to live in a world. But I will say that if you are actually doing what you want, you'll be less likely to slap somebody. Because that's not really what you want. It's not really what you want. The reason you're slapping them is because you're not doing what you want to do. And you're worried about what they're thinking of their thoughts and all that getting caught up in here. You're getting caught up in here and you're getting caught up in everything else. Guys, this has been a long video. I don't know if anybody will make it this far, but talking to myself, and that's okay because this is for me too. Because genuinely, I need this. So I just want to encourage you, go do the thing that you can do. I forget what we started with. I forgot how we got here, but I feel like it was really good. I just want you to do what you want to do. I want you to wake up in the morning. I want you to feel decently happy. I want you to feel decently joyful. I want you to be like, yeah, you know what? I'm living life, and you know what? I don't need the private jet. I don't need the $1 billion. I'm really happy drinking my cup of coffee, having a slow morning, enjoying cool weather, whatever it is. And it could be the smallest thing, whatever it is. I want you to do that. And I think that we are in such an amazing time in human history that we have the ability to do that. Our great-great-grandparents set this world up because they wanted to do what they wanted. The country I live in, the United States, like that's what it is. They literally, our founding fathers, they set up the world because they're like, I don't want to listen to these dudes. Some old king telling me what to do. I don't want to do that. They were young. They weren't old. When they started this country, they were young guys. They were all young people, young men and women. They were like, I am sick and tired of somebody telling me what to do. Sick and tired of it. Sick and tired of them telling me my experience. I'm sick and tired of them acting like they know better. So they set out to write a document that could protect everyone's freedom of speech, which is so important. Everyone's freedom of expression, which is so important. I know there's a lot of things that people do that offend you, but it only offends you because of all the beliefs and things that you have going on. It's like, that's them, man. That's their story. That's their experience. Let them have their experience. And I would say, as long as they're not hurting other people, like physically hurting other people, because that's probably where we could draw a line. Probably good not to hurt people. Probably better not to hurt people. You have the power within you to do the thing that you want to do. So do it scared. Get to it. Tomorrow isn't the day. Today is the day. If you are watching this, you are meant to do what you want to do. If you are watching this, you are meant for more. And what I mean by more isn't necessarily more money, more fame, more whatever, but it's more. It's more that you know what inside, but you have to define it. You are meant for more. I know it. I know it to be true. You owe it to yourself and you owe it to humanity to do the thing that you want to do. Thank you for coming to my wow, long video. I am just overwhelmed with gratitude right now. I've got a lot to do. I could probably rant for another 30 minutes, I feel like. I'm feeling like so high in this world that I feel like I could go for another 30 minutes. Which is insane because I'm sitting here like, I was worried about, like, I've gotten up in church and been worried about reading the Bible for 2 seconds, right? And it's like, now I'm ranting for 30 minutes. Wow. It's the other thing. You step out into the thing that you want to do and you find out that you're made of more than you thought you were. It's like my video yesterday I talked about, which I encourage you to go watch. It's a great video. But it's like, I did a front flip for the first time. It took me, 30 years or 28 years or whatever, since I've been jumping on the trampoline for a long time. Was always scared of it, and I overcame it, and it felt so good. It felt so good to overcome this thing. The world, the universe, it's working for your favor. It wants you to do the thing that you were meant for. And maybe the thing that you were meant for was sitting out on a porch, sipping some coffee on a cool fall morning. And that's amazing. That experience is amazing. You've made it so far, and I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you. You've made it so far. You've made it so far, and I'm so proud of you. There's so many worlds that you could have been born into, but I'm floating on this rock, going through space with 8 billion other human beings, or whatever the number is now. And the fact that I get to be here with you today, wow. I get to experience this life with you. And yeah, I'll let you in on a secret. It's wild, and I don't know what's going on most days. I look around, I see the birds doing their thing, I see the bugs doing their thing, I see the trees doing their thing, I see the sun doing its thing. I look around, I'm like, I don't know what's going on here. But it's pretty freaking beautiful. It's pretty fantastic. It's pretty amazing. It's pretty amazing. It's pretty amazing. And the world, the universe is working for you. It wants you to step into your power. It wants you to step into your truth. It wants you to step into your experience and say, yes, this is my experience. This is what I've done. This is what I think about it. My experience has been really hard, and my experience has been really hard because I've led my life in a lot of fear, and I've led my life in a lot of fear because I'm so worried about what other people think of me and what other people accept of me. And really, it comes down to accepting yourself and you loving yourself. I tweeted this. I think I tweeted it yesterday or the other day, and it was something like this. It's like, when somebody loves us, when we fall in love, a lot of us have experienced that before, or you love someone, right? We think it's that person that is giving us the love. We think, oh, that person is giving us this love. But really, what we're doing is we're saying, this person loves me, so therefore I have permission to give myself the feelings of love. That's what we're doing. Think about it. That's what we're doing. We're sitting there saying, I'm giving myself, because it's nothing outside of you that's giving you the love. Sure, it's nice that that person accepts you and loves you, but I've seen plenty of people that have been in love and then years later they're not in love anymore and they hate each other or whatever. So that means that that person wasn't the person giving your love, but you were giving your love to yourself. So wherever you're at, you have the ability to do that, and there's different practices and different things that you can put together to do that thing, to give yourself the love that you deserve. And I'm having all these realizations, and it's beautiful to share them. And I hope that some of these things resonate. If somebody's made it this far in the video, I hope it resonates, because I think it's so powerful. I think it's so powerful to realize that, they say no one's going to save you. And it's true. But here's the thing. I'm here to sit here and say that, yeah, no one's going to save you, but I give you permission to do the thing that you want to do. I give you permission, and really it's yourself giving. This is my mic over here. Really, it's just you giving yourself permission. Haha. But I give you permission to love yourself. I give you permission to show up for yourself. I give you permission to go do the thing that you want to do. I give you permission to be loved. I give you permission to be okay. And I know that you're floating, and some people are floating on this rock, and they're so confused, and they're so desperate for love and attention, and they need something, they need somebody, because they don't know. They don't know. Well, my friend, none of us really know. We're all just making our best guesses of what's happening here. We're all just making our best guesses. So you can pick a guess that you like. This sounds cool. I'm curious about this guess. I'm curious about the guess of Christianity. I'm curious about the guess of whatever, atheism, science. I'm curious about that guess. That's an interesting guess. And it's then just align with yourself with what you want. You have the power to create your life how you want to create it. It's tough. It's tough because the victim mentality, we all sit in it. I sit in it a lot. Even today, I sit in it. There's days that I sit in the victim mentality. I'm getting better. At not sitting in that. But we sit here and we think that, oh, I'm not enough, and I'm all those thoughts. I'm not loved. I can't ever be loved. All those thoughts are doing is just keeping you little and keeping you down. And I know it's hard because you're looking at your past, which the past is funny too. We look at our past and we're like, oh, it exists. We play the past over and over again in our heads. Like this past exists. We're like, oh yeah, this past exists. And it's just a memory. And usually, and I think the way our brains work is like, it's just a memory of a memory. So we're just remembering the last time we remembered that thing. And usually when we think of a memory, whether good or bad, what are we thinking about really? Because it's really hard to picture ourselves yesterday even and what we experienced. Usually what we do is we replay this thing, and we replay not the memories, but the feelings that we had during that event, during that time. And a lot of times what happens is like people chasing, ties into chasing more. A lot of times what people are doing when they're chasing more, they're chasing that feeling that they had when they were a child. They're chasing that feeling of fulfillment, and they don't really know. They can't place it, but they're chasing whatever that was in that moment. That felt good. That felt good. I know that if you made it to the end of this video, you know that there's more for you. And you're wondering, okay, Luke, this all sounds great. What do I do next? Well, the first thing that you do, and I'll give you a couple actionable things to do here. 1, you ask yourself, what is more? Then 2, and you write out, just brain dump. Don't judge it, just brain dump. Say money, fame, sex, whatever. I don't care. Put it all down, all of it, all the thoughts. That's what more is. And just keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. And then when you get to a point where you feel like you're stuck, ask why. Oh, I want money. Okay, why? I want to feel safe and secure. Okay, why? Because I don't feel safe and secure. Okay, why? Because when I was a child, everything was unstable. And I still feel like everything's unstable. And I feel like that, oh, you're not trusting yourself. You don't think you can do it. Oh, so it's doubt. So you don't want to doubt anymore. You don't want to doubt anymore. Usually the answer is within us, right? And so that's the actual thing. I want to give you another thing too, but, and I'll give it, but just do that. Like, focus on that. And if you want a second thing to do, the second thing that you can do is ask yourself what a perfect day looks like, and then write it out. What is a perfect day? What time do you wake up? How late do you go to sleep? Are you watching Netflix first thing in the morning? Like, no judgment. No judgment. Ask yourself, what is the perfect day? You wake up, you have a donut, and you watch Netflix for 5 hours. I don't know what it is. Whatever it is. Right? My perfect day would probably involve being in nature, away from phones and technology. Sitting, drinking coffee. You know, it's simple. There's just simple things. I hope you found some value in this video. I believe in you. I believe in you. I do. I believe in you. And I know that it doesn't matter who's watching this video, whoever you are, I believe in you. I believe in you. Don't look at the camera directly. You gotta work on that. I believe in you. Feels weird. I believe in you. I believe in you. I believe in you. And it's time for you to start believing in yourself. Day 20, doing it scared. Day 20 of ranting on camera. Day 20 of overcoming fears. Day 20 of doing the thing I've wanted to do for a long time. Just do it. Nike, just do it. Jeez, these people have just taken. Rant for another time. Be blessed, be well, be love, be light, and do the thing that you want to do. Follow your dream. Follow your heart, follow your intuition, follow the gut feeling, whatever you need to call it, follow it. You know what I'm talking about, follow it. Follow it. This video came across your feed because you needed to follow it. Because there's a part of you that knows you need to follow it. There's a big part of you that's doubting the whole thing. There's a big part of you that's afraid. There's a big part of you that's scared. Do the thing. Do the thing. Do the thing you want to. Yes, it's going to be a little bit hard. Yes, it's going to be scary. Yes, it's going to be all the thoughts. Whatever. Who cares? You are here for one time. One time that we know about, that we understand with our experience and our truth. So do the thing that you want to do. You are here in 2024. And if you're watching this, you have access to technology, which is crazy. So that means you can leverage a bunch of different things, and you can do more than you thought you were capable of. You can have more than you thought you could have. You could have a fulfilling and happy life. You can be happy. You can be okay. It is okay. You are okay. You're gonna be fine. And now I'm singing, and I'm making some rhymes. That's in me too. I have poetry that I'm going to probably start sharing at some point. I don't know. I'm just full. I'm full of joy, and I have a lot to do today. I have a big stressful day ahead of me. I have a big stressful week. I have a big like all this stuff I've got that I'm doing. But I am so excited because I am finally stepping into the more. And I hope that by the end of this 100 days, or maybe by the end of the next year, I'll be in a slightly different place than I'm in now today. Slightly better. Quantum leaping. All those spiritual terms. I love you all. If you didn't get anything else out of this, know that it's going to be okay, that you can do the thing that you want. And I support it, and I support you. And I don't want you to worry about the, I know, like the money thing keeps coming up in my brain. So I'm going to address it real quick. I understand the money thing. I get it. It's hard. You have bills to pay. You have things that you need to do. And I understand you have responsibilities and all this stuff. So, but let me tell you something. There's a world that you can keep the job that you have, or you can exchange some things. You know, I don't live in a very big house. And for the last few years, we have to upgrade our house now because we're going to have 4 kids. We only have 2 bedrooms. Our house is small. It's like 900 and something square feet. Maybe just at 1,000. We've made that trade-off so we can do things like go on vacations with our family, or travel, or you know, go out to eat once a week. Like, there are trade-offs that you can do. You can make a little less money at another job that gives you a little bit more flexibility and freedom, so you can enjoy the things, so you can do maybe a hobby, so you can have something that you like. And then once you realize it's like, oh wow, I like this thing. And you know, all the entrepreneur bros, they're all saying, you know, like, oh, work the 9 to 5 to fuel the 5 to 9, right? And there's some truth to that. It's just like, do the thing that you have to do to pay your bills and all that stuff, and then build something else on the side. And it doesn't even have to be something that you have to monetize. It doesn't have to be something you have to monetize. I don't want you to think about it through that lens. I want you to think about it through the lens of, okay, I'm doing the thing from 9 to 5, my job. Now what can I do from 5 to 9 that brings me pure joy? And I'm willing to bet, and there's no judgment here because I do it, that it's not necessarily Netflix. Not every night anyway. It's not turning on the TV. It's not scrolling on your phone. Go do something that lights you up. Go do something that gives you fire in your belly. Go do something that you want to do, that you really want to do. Not, "Had a long day, I'm tired, I need a drink." I mean, I've been there, trust me, but I don't want you to get stuck in that. Yes, you've had a long day, but do something that'll give you energy. Go, you know, and there could be simple things too. It's like, you know, my kids love to dance, and I love it too. I'm so bad, so I have all these personal feelings and thoughts towards dancing. And then we grew up and we weren't allowed to dance. So there's like all these beliefs I have about dancing. That aside, dancing is a lot of fun if you just let yourself go and you let go of all the judgment, because it lights you up, it makes you feel good, it releases dopamine, it's a little bit of a workout, it gets your heart beating, and we're meant to be at play. We're meant to run, we're meant to see the world, we're meant to be in wonder. The people that keep their child, you know, I go back to the Bible a lot because it's just the way I grew up, but it's like the Bible talks about having a childlike faith, and I think that's more what it is. It's like you actually just have to be a child in a lot of ways. You just have to enjoy life and see it as, oh wow, it's exciting, and see running as exciting. My kids, we go over to my brother's house, and my kids are just like, they're outside. They have scooters. They have scooters and a skateboard, and like they're doing that for a little while and just like riding around in circles for hours. And then it's like after they do that, they're like, I want to run, and then they just run. They just run around chasing each other. You know? It's like that's what they do. They chase each other around. But they're having such a blast. They're having fun because that's our natural state. Our natural state is play. So I'm not saying you have to run around in circles, but you know, maybe it's football, or maybe it's basketball. Maybe it's a sport that you can run around in and you can have fun doing. Maybe it's jumping on a trampoline. Maybe it's walking in a forest. Whatever it is, there are things out there that you can do that light you up, that get your heart beating fast, because our heart is supposed to beat fast. It wants to beat fast. It wants to breathe hard. Life can be tiring. I know the feelings of hard. I get it. I will stop talking now. For the one person that made it this far, you are loved, and I would love to, if somebody made it this far, I'd be like, here's $200 for watching my video. I don't have that, but I'm so grateful. I'm going to start doing this, and you know, if you're watching this, hit that like and subscribe, especially on YouTube. They like that. If this comes across your feed on Twitter, give me a follow. I have to start doing the ask. That's cringy to me, but I think that these types of messages are going to help a lot of people. And I'm going to continue refining them as I go. But for now, it's just going to be this doing it scared thing. Just getting on here, unkept hair, just getting out of bed, and just doing the thing. You are loved. You are enough. Thanks for watching.